Hello everyone, David here. Today we're going to review my BMW 1600 Ti. So here it is, it's a 1968 BMW 1600 Ti. It is a real Ti, it still has mostly everything, still has the badges, the clock, almost all the Ti goodies. First thing you'll really notice is how rusty it is. For how rusty the outside is, the inside is surprisingly solid. The floors and the rear struts and spare wheel well are nearly mint, but the outside is quite rough. It's kind of nice though, it hasn't really been touched. The fenders are original, the hood, all the body parts original, very straight actually. And the nose is also original, a very common part to be replaced on these cars. You'll notice too, the badges are there, and the front hood trim is embossed. It's got these little stampings in it. And that's only on earlier cars, and it's very seldom still on it. So it's a nice little early feature that it still has. I have a picture from it on the beach in probably the late 70s, and the mirror's broken and they have this mirror on it, which is hilarious. So I don't know why they just didn't replace the mirror, but kind of a cool part of its history, and you can see it has been there for quite a while. So the interior is pretty rough as well actually. The dash is cracked, the seats are cracked. These are early non-headrest seats, and this car would have originally not had seat belts as well. As for the gauges, it's the silver dollar cluster they call it. And Ti only has the clock, which is very cool. It's got the original radio by the looks of it, or just a period radio anyway. Cool wooden gear shift. Headliner is pretty good actually. Yeah, it's a cool car. It's very early, it's built in 1967. And it's in the 3rd or 4th month of production. As well, the 2002 guys will notice there's no defrost in the rear window. Also a very early feature. Just so cool though. So, the history I know on the car, it was sold in Vancouver in 1969 from the BMW dealership there. The original owner that bought it then actually sold it in 2013, and I spoke to him over the phone. Super nice guy, and remember driving it down to Tofino, and even they went to Disneyland and stuff back in the day, which would have been very cool. Also, these TIs were never sold in US. They're only sold in Canada and in very limited numbers. BMW was still a very new mark to North America, and the Ti was kind of the performance, more expensive version I suppose. The Ti's were actually technically one of the first BMW performance cars in North America. They have the dual carburetors, high compression pistons, and some of them came with limited slips. And it's basically just the badging and the clock, you can tell from the outside. Rear trailing arms are boxed on the 2002 Ti's, and they have bigger front brakes and bigger struts as well. These ones are pretty similar to the 2002, I think. So the performance difference between a 1600 Ti and an ordinary 1600 is the Ti's actually made 20 more horsepower. So it's 85 versus 105 of this model. This model actually has more power than the 2-liter 2002s, which is interesting. So we'll open up the hood and have a look inside. So originally it would have had Solexes, and they were replaced with Weber 40s, which is probably an upgrade. The TIs only have the low battery, and these are the original air filter brackets. This one as well. It's kind of cool. This car is very early. It doesn't have a brake booster, and if I can zoom in there, it has a mechanical clutch. Might be hard to see, but very cool. Also, yeah, it being the original nose. On ordinary 2002s, they have what's called a snorkel. It's just a little tube, essentially, that vents cold air into the air filter. These ones don't have it because the air filter was mounted here. And, well, that's gone. I do have one, but it is long gone. Some cool stickers. This car has the original windshield as well, and it's crack and chip free, which doesn't make any sense to me. It is over 50 years old. It's crazy. May as well start it up for you guys. Is actually quite rough on the road. It hasn't been driving in like 15-20 years. It needs new suspension and brakes, but just fun to bop around on the farm end. Well, I suppose that's all. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.